That does. Can you see well?
It's fine.
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna start recording.
Okay. You want to take all that stuff in front of you so it doesn't cut. My name is Beatrice Wiley. And what else? I live in St. Louis.
Oh wait, the TV might get interfered.
Okay.
Anyway, so what do you need to know from me?
We just have a few questions for you. So.
Okay. Can you speak a little louder?
Yeah. No problem. Do you mind introducing yourself first?
The whole thing?
No, just like say a little bit about yourself, and then we can ask you a few questions.
My name is Beatrice Wiley. I was born in Romania. I have lived in Bucharest, which is in Romania, the capital. I have lived in New York, which I love. And I am now living, well, I've lived in Kansas City, and now I'm here for a long while, I don't know. Anyway, you smiled when you heard of New York?
I'm from New York. I just moved here.
Oh, where are you from?
New York City, Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was cool.
That was cool. Why did you move here?
Because my father's job, he got a job here, so.
That's usually the way, that's how I ended up in here.
Yeah, we just moved here 3 months ago.
Oh, you're gonna like it. It's a different, but you're gonna like it.
Yeah. Alright.
Actually, we all moved.
The what?
I'm actually from Colorado.
Oh, where in Colorado?
Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Do you know where that is?
I used to go to Denver quite often because my brother lived there.
Right outside of Denver was where I live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love Denver. Very nice city.
Yes, it was fun.
Where are you from?
Illinois.
You're what?
I'm from Illinois.
Illinois?
Yeah,
Where?
Springfield. It's the cap.
What's exciting in Springfield?
Pretty much nothing, I guess.
Oh, that's why you're studying to get out. Good job.
It's nothing.
But sometimes when you think it's pretty much nothing, you will discover something that, people are just ignoring it. Who knows, you might discover something exciting. Anyway, so, what do you want to know?
Well, we were wondering more about, like, the before and after of everything that happened. So, like, what was your life like before the Holocaust?
Oh, well, I used to go to school and I wore a uniform. And then during the weekend, my mother and I, we used to go to the theater. And we had a lot of fun. And then the Nazis came, so there was no more fun.
How old were you?
I was 14 when they came.
Did you have any siblings?
I had a brother. He lived with my aunt, and my aunt was married to a Christian, which was great at that time, because they didn't bother the Christians, they just bothered the Jews. So he was safe.
Did anyone protect you or your family during the Holocaust when it happened?
The only thing that protected us was my American passport. I'm alive today because I had an American passport, because I was an American citizen. And when they came for us, they came in the front, and we ran out through the window in the back, and my mother went to the, what is it called? To the, Anyway, went to somebody and told them that they came for us last night. So somebody from that place called up the police and said, you cannot touch them because they're Americans, even though they're Jewish. They're Americans and you cannot touch Americans. So that's what saved their lives.
So you didn't get sent anywhere?
No. Well, you see, they came for us and we went out through the back, in the window. And then the next day my mother went to talk to the police and said, we are Americans, and they couldn't do anything to us. I'm going to go into my lecture. It is such a marvelous thing to be an American citizen, and most American citizens don't even realize how lucky they are. The reason why I'm alive today is because I was an American citizen, you know. And for people that have lived here, that were born here, it's such a big deal, you know, I'm an American. But that's what saved my life, that I was an American citizen. So anyway, don't take it for granted, because God forbid you don't know what's going to happen. And, you know, all you say, I'm an American, and so far, that's what kept me alive. Anyway, anything else?
So what was it like for you when the Nazis first came in?
Well, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
You know, they still called us dirty Jews, and because my mother was not an American citizen, it was just the children were, her ration, like, we used to get a ration for bread every day, and if you were a Christian, you got a half a loaf of bread, but if you were Jewish, you got a quarter of a loaf of bread. So that's when we really got hungry. It's amazing how hungry you are when you don't have food. And anyway, but the thing that saved my mother was the fact that she was taking care of the two of us, my brother and I, who were American citizens. So, we were vegetarians. We didn't know we were. But, you know, the peasants would come from the country and would sell us vegetables, so Mama would cook vegetables, so anyway, it was a simple problem. We were vegetarians. And it was good. When you are hungry, anything that you eat is good.
Have your beliefs in God been influenced by your experiences?
Yes.
How so?
I don't believe in God.
You don't?
Mm-mm. Have I shot people? No.
Did you believe before the Holocaust?
What?
Were you a believer in God before the Holocaust?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I said to myself, if God is a grand, you know, is a person that takes care of everything, so where the hell is he now? You know, the only reason why I am alive today is because I'm an American citizen. And I had lots of friends who died because they were Jewish. So it's kind of hard, at least I found it hard to believe in God when they were killing my friends because they were Jewish. I hope I didn't shake you up.
No, I'm fine. What was the saddest day you can remember?
The saddest day? It's not a sad day, it's a sad time. When the bombing started and my mother wasn't home. And the thing is, you don't know if she's going to come back, you know, because bombs were falling all over. And she didn't know what she was going to find when she got home. So that's the saddest time, not just the day. You know.
So hard did you go to America? You went to America, so how hard was it to do that?
To come here? It was easy. I was an American citizen all my life.
Oh.
So they just brought me back to it. It's called, just a minute, it'll come to me. I was, whatever the word is, but anyway. So I didn't have any difficulties getting here because I was stuck in Romania as an American citizen.
What about your mother? How did she get here if she wasn't?
She took care of two American citizens, my brother and myself.
So they
and we were children.
Yeah. Whom do you feel is the most responsible for the whole Holocaust happening?
Everybody.
Why?
Why? That's a good question. Because we weren't good to one another, because we didn't think of consequences. We were out to get whatever we wanted or we needed, and we didn't think of consequences. Whatever you get, you have to pay for it. One day I heard this phrase, "Ain't no free lunches," and I said, how terrible. And then the more I thought about it, I said, it's right. You have to pay for whatever you get. So, of course, little children who had nothing to do with politics that were killed, there was no reason for that. So,
How do you feel about the German people today?
They're not my favorite people. I know that these are the children of the people that I lived with, but I can't help but kind of like break out in a rash when I hear German. I'd rather hear French or Romanian or anyway. It's difficult for me to handle German, so I don't handle it.
Have you ever returned to your birthplace?
No.
You don't want to?
I have been to 5 continents. I love to travel. The only thing is I have seen so many beautiful places that I think probably I would be disappointed to see Romania. It would be smaller, poorer than I thought it, because it is a beautiful country. The Transylvanian mountains are gorgeous. But I don't know, I've been to Romania, and there's so many other places I haven't been to, so I'll go some other places before I go.
What have you done to communicate your experience to young people who have not been affected by the Holocaust, and what is your message for future generations?
Future generations, be careful. And I speak at the Holocaust Museum, and I've spoken to different schools. They call me up when they hear that of my background. They call me up, they said, would you like to come? I said, I'd love to come. So I tell the children what my life was when I was their age. We didn't have food, we didn't have heat. What we did have was books, and I love to read. So,
What did you like to read?
well, I started out with, what's his name? Science fiction. Oh, what's his name? I'll think of his name anyway. But anyway, so I started to, stop that. Better?
I think he smells my dogs.
Oh, what kind do you have?
I have a Great Dane and a French Bulldog.
Wow. We have him, the chicken. Anyway, what was the question? I forgot the question.
It was, what books do you read?
Oh, I started out with science fiction, and now I read history, romance, of course. And I love to cook, so I love cookbooks. My brother and I remember when we were younger, and we used to have breakfast, and we had the cereal box in the middle of the table, and we used to fight to see which one was going to read the side of the cereal box. We both loved to read. We are avid. He was an avid reader just like I am.
Have you read any of the books on the Holocaust?
No,
No.
I don't want to. I live with it every day without reading about it. So.
We just had to read a book by Elie Wiesel called Night.
Mm-hmm.
That's our last thing.
I started to read that, and I said I don't need it because I was there, and I don't forget. So why should I redo something that I'm doing every day? So But you know, Elie Wiesel comes from Romania.
Yeah.
I didn't. I just found out reading something. Any questions?
Well, when the war was over, how did you feel? Like, what feelings were going through you when you realized that it was all over?
I couldn't believe it. Because I have lived during the war for such a long time that it was something that was absolutely shocking.
So you
To
didn't think
stop
you would
the bombs, you know, the bombs weren't going to come. Maybe we were going to get more bread than we were getting up till now. So it was a surprise. It was a pleasant surprise.
What did you do? Like, what was the first thing you did?
I don't remember. Well, my mother and I were talking, and she was crying, and I remember saying, "Why are you crying?" She said, "Well," she said, "we know what we had, but we don't know what we're getting." And what we got was the communists.
How did you feel about that?
Not very good. But at least there was one thing, they didn't persecute me because I was Jewish. They just persecuted me because I lived in Romania, you know. So anyway, but anyway.
Wait. So the communists, they persecuted you like after the war?
Oh yeah. I have lived under every political government that exists in this world so far. When I was born, there was a king. His name was King Carol. And then he abdicated and he made his son, who was 18 years old at the time, he made him the king. So that was King Michael. And then the Nazis came. And then the communists came. And then I came here. So, as I said before, I have lived under every political government that exists in the world. So far. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
What have the effects of the Holocaust had on your present outlook on the world leaders and its people?
That's a good question. I don't trust them. They all have, what's the word? They all have their own agenda, and they're trying to fix it up for themselves.
So you think they're selfish?
Pardon me?
So you think they're selfish?
Yeah. Not only selfish, but they don't think of other people. They try to make as much money as possible while they're in power, because they know that they're not going to be in power too long. Something's going to happen, and then somebody's going to shut them off, you know, and somebody else is going to come on. So anyway, I don't trust politicians. Anything else?
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us? Or you haven't?
Yeah. Be careful who you vote for. Know who you are voting for. Know what you are voting for. Because they all sound good when they're running. But you don't know what happens when they're in power. Make sure that you know what's going on in the world. Don't just vote because, oh, well, she sounds cute. You know.
Are you voting next year?
Oh, yeah, I vote every year.
Who are you voting for?
I don't know yet. I have to listen.
Did you agree with the last election?
Who was it, Obama?
Yeah.
Yes.
I voted for Obama.
And are you happy with how it turned out?
It turned out as well as I expected. You know, none of them are great. None of them, I mean, they each have something that's good. Not necessarily very good, but good. But make sure you know who you're voting for and why you are voting for. Not because she's cute, but because you think she's going to do the right thing. And just because you think, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to do the right thing, but you hope. Anyway, anything else? Any exciting thing? Oh, my life before. I had two uncles, and one of them was in charge. One of them was at one theater, and he was in charge of the scenery. And the other one was in charge. Better stop there.
I don't mind.
Okay. He was in charge of the lighting, and the other one was in charge of the scenery. So I was able to go to the theater every time I wanted, and I used to go in the back, the back curtain, and watch the show from there.
I love theater.
And I loved the theater. I still love the theater. And I took my child, when she was about 10 years old, to the theater. And the marvelous thing that happened was that we went to, what's the one, the near,
The AMC?
pardon me?
The AMC theater?
No, I'm talking about
Like theater.
theater.
Real theater.
Real theater.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find.
Well, I'm sorry, when I talk about the theater, it's the real theater.
No, I
The movie is a movie.
Right.
You know?
mm-hmm.
So anyway, and I took my daughter to the theater, and I had season tickets, and the next month when we went to the next show, she remembered the actors with the names of the other, of the roles that they played.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a great time. I love the theater. Movies is nice too, but the theater is something different.
Much better.
My old high school was a performing arts high school,
Ah,
and I was in technical theater, so I'm trying to find the picture right now. So I used to help with the scenery and the lights and the costumes and everything. I have a picture.
Did you like it?
I love it so much. That I'm taking technical theater next next semester. I can't find.
I was lucky because I could get into the theater without paying for it because of my two uncles,
Mm-hmm.
So I could go anytime.
Your uncles.
If I wanted to see something twice or three times, I could just go in.
Were they American citizens also?
Pardon me?
Were they American citizens also?
American what?
Citizens also?
No.
They were not. What happened to them?
They ended up in the labor camps. And they're all right. They came out all right.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever meet up with them?
Not since I came here. But we write to one another.
Are they in Romania right now?
Yeah. No, they're not. They all went to Israel.
Oh.
I guess they thought that Israel was better than Romania. And so far, they were right.
So, you said you don't believe in God anymore?
Right.
So does that mean you're not Jewish anymore?
Oh, I'm Jewish, but I just don't believe in God.
Do you see, I'm probably going to mispronounce it.
I'm sorry?
Judaism. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, Judaism.
Yeah, do you see that as just as a religion or also as a, ethnicity?
Good question. It is both. It's a religion, and it's also an ethnicity.
Well, why do you think that?
Say it.
No, when I ask people where they're from, and I'm asking them like what their nationality is, some people that are Jewish will say, "Oh, I'm Jewish," but I've always seen it as a religion, not so much as an ethnicity, and I never understood.
Well, the